During this cold time, I've taken the time to not pick up any new interests, but instead to embrace my current. You guessed it, gaming. Since I now have extreme amounts of time on my hands, leaving my computer for matters other than to eat or go to the toilet is no longer a necessity. Anyway, my current choice of game is at the moment the good old GTA 5. Now, GTA 5 is no ordinary game. It's an open world game based on the famous city, Los Angeles. Since the game came out in late 2013, the game has a lot to offer. You can play the story mode, go on killing sprees, steal cars, party at strip clubs, buy a yacht on a blimp, and trust me, much more. Real quick, the story mode is about these three characters who are all in a point of their lives where they definitely have failed as a human being. Let me elaborate. We have Michael, the easily annoyed methodical maniac who can't stand when everything doesn't go exactly how he wants it to go. I think the real reason for Michael's continuous rage and pain comes from his obviously dysfunctional family, who constantly leads him to drink and seek counseling before going back to his criminal ways. His special ability is shooting. Then we have Franklin, the young thug who leaves his reckless criminal past to pursue a more professional approach, since he thinks he can do and be more. He does such by losing touch with his old friend Lamar and getting to be friends with Michael. His special ability is driving. At last, we have the extremely violent and drug addicted lunatic, Trevor. Now, he may have a military or technical law enforcement background, but on the surface, he is honestly just a disgusting loser junkie that has no redeeming qualities. Although he seems to be the somewhat loyal type, he's just an outcast who craves social acceptance. Trevor's special ability is his recklessness and nearly superhuman strength, which makes him a survivor and allows him to deal with dangerous situations. On a cultural plan, the release of the game caused both extremely happy reactions and extremely hateful reactions. There was a group of people who enjoyed playing the game for what it was, and the Karens of the world who, of course, didn't think it was appropriate. For example, there is this feature in the game that just adds up to the plot of living the American dream. This feature makes it possible for anyone owning the game to go to casinos and gamble. Now, at least this one is to some extent understandable, considering the fact that if you pay for online money in GTA, it really is gambling. But the real surprise is that 50 different countries have banned this feature from the game. It's people like these who make it so hard for kids to get the game, even though they obviously deserve the joy and good times that the game brings them. Yes, I was that kid. I had to beg my parents for months to let them allow me to buy the game for myself. So now, when I'm asked what my parents would say about my chosen entertainment, I don't think their opinions would be positive, so I'll purposely choose not to include them. And here are some extra overall facts about the game. Because of GTA 5's success over the years, it has since made a bunch of money. Currently, it has made around $6 billion, where 344.13 million of those are from in game microtransactions. Since January, there's daily been around 100 to 300,000 players playing the game, and that's just on Steam. Since the release of 2013, there's actually not been a sixth game in the franchise, although we're now almost weekly getting new leaks about how GTA 6 one day might look. And here are some sped up gameplay of me playing GTA 5. Enjoy. Right now, I'm playing one of the first missions in the game in the story mode where you're playing as Franklin and you have to chase Lamar across town. Uh, you'll end up in some parking lot after having been chased by the police. But no matter what you do, Lamar is always going to win this race. Here you can see I had some trouble on finding the place we had to be at in the end. But luckily I found it. And here comes the cutscene where we meet Michael's son, who's about to buy a car. Disclaimer real quick, I'm just going to talk about how I talk with my friends when I'm playing, since I don't really come in the subject since I'm playing single player. Anyway, there's AFK. This is if you have to leave your gaming session, either by going to the bathroom or helping mom with groceries, since it means away from keyboard. Next up, there's when you kill a person, and if you do, then you of course have to let it be known that the person died, but more importantly, how they died, and you should definitely exaggerate on this part. Remember to add how insanely trash you are at this game. It's a good idea to use noob as an insult, but only if you want this person to feel eternal pain. If you get killed on the other hand, it's because of lag, the game is trash, or your controller is broken. Remember that. And last, if you see a purple gang member, if it's a one-on-one, then take out your tomahawk and end him. But if it's a purple squad, then you should definitely call for backup. You're not alone. Thanks for watching.